Hello all. Today my lecture on applications of Newton rings. There are two applications. One is known as determine the wavelength of the light and another is known as determine the reflecting index of any liquid. Before we start the application of the Newton rings, we want to revision of my previous lecture on Newton rings like that. All of you know very well when the arrangement like that, this is a plano-convex lens, this is the plano-convex lens, and other one, this one is known as a plain glass plate. Suppose here between the upper and lower surface the air film will be formed. Air film we will consider here between the two surface. Suppose that if you want to use a liquid like a water or oil, what will happen? Suppose here you will choose a drop of oil or liquid, and when you will put a plano-convex lens on this surface, what will happen? You will see that a small thin layer of the liquid will be formed between the two surfaces. It means that it can be a liquid also. In one case, without liquid, it means that air will be formed. In other case, you can use a liquid like water, oils, any other type of the liquid. Then a small t of the thickness will be form of liquid like a, in case of the like a air. What will be the part difference in both cases? What is the part difference? In case of the part difference in liquid, you know very well, delta x is equal to 2 mu t minus lambda by 2, where mu is the reflecting index of that liquid. But in the case of air, you know very well, mu is equal to 1. What will be the part difference? 2t minus lambda by 2. All of you know very well, because you know what is the part difference between the two rays like that, upper and lower. All of you know very well. Second, what is the radius in case of dark and in case of bright? In case of the dark, you know the radius. What will be the radius? Radius square is equal to n lambda r. N is the, you know, the nth ring. Lambda is the wavelength of source, and r is the radius of curvature of this one plano-convex lens. What is the bright? R n square, n plus half lambda into r, and by mu also, by mu, because here I have written for the liquid film. The mu will be here. But in case of air, mu is equal to 1. The condition for dark is equal to lambda r, and for bright n plus half lambda into r. What about the diameter? For dark, you know, the diameter is just double of radius. So diameter d square is equal to 4 n lambda r by mu, because we have written for liquid medium. So we have used mu here. And for the bright, the diameter square is equal to 4n plus half lambda r divided by mu. You know very well. Okay. Here in case of air film, mu is equal to 1, everything same. Dn square is equal to 4n lambda r, and dn for bright square is equal to 4n plus half lambda into r. Now you can see that we can compare the film, liquids film as well as air film. Okay, what is the conclusion of our result? The conclusion is that you can see that the first conclusion is, what is the conclusion? The conclusion is, you can see that diameter is proportional to the square root of number of the fringe. The first conclusion. And the second conclusion, r, you can write it d square also proportional to the n. Like that, if you plot d square versus n, you will see the straight line. And also you can see that diameter square r, d is proportional to, second conclusion is diameter is inversely proportional to the root square of refractive index, r, d square is proportional to 1 by mu. You can see that there are two most important conclusions from the Newtonian results. Now we will start the application of the Newtonian rings. First, determine the wavelength of light. How can you determine the wavelength of the light? Suppose here you can see the Newton rings will form like that. Alternative dark and bright rings, you know very well. And will form a more fringes here and more fringes here. Like that. Suppose we have start from here, any number of the fringes. Suppose here, measure the value, this one is the diameter of this ring, dn. Okay. Then we will count the fringes from here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Suppose that we will here, this is the diameter from here to here after counting dn plus p. dn is the from here and p is counting the number of the fringes. Then we will come here, this is the diameter of dn plus p of that fringe. Okay, fine. You know that the diameter of the dark ring is equal to under root 4 n lambda r in case of air. Mu is equal to 1. And the diameter of nth plus p ring क्या होगा? It means nth plus p is equal, nth plus p is equal to 4 n plus p lambda into r. You can write this equation like that. You know that this diameter is larger as compared to this one. So we will take the difference between 1 and 2 equation like that, 2 minus 1. You can see that square of 2 minus square of 1. It means that dn plus p square minus dn square 4n lambda r minus 4n plus p lambda r, you will get the result 4p lambda r, and the lambda is the wavelength of the light. You know the dn plus p square minus dn square divided by 4pr. Experimentally, you can measure it from a traveling microscope, and you know the value of the r is the radius of curvature. It will be given, and also p is number of fringes from here to here. P. It means that you can see that if you plot a result diameter square and n is number of the fringes, suppose you will here at n is any number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, any number, but in this case we don't know what is the number of the fringes, so we will take the nth number of the fringes. Like that, you can see that here it is the diameter of nth ring, and you will count here is a number n plus p. You will see that this one is the diameter of dn plus p square, and you will see that a straight line, you know very well. This slope of the curve, this slope of the curve, this one, this slope of the curve, slope equal to dn plus p square minus dn square divided by p. It means that you know the slope of this line, you can calculate wavelength of light like that divided by 4r. You know the slope, you can calculate the wavelength of the light from the graph also. And also you know that here is a formula in our mind. If you know exactly the diameter of this circle, suppose we have measured the diameter of this circle, why not put this value here and calculate the lambda? Why did like that? Here you can see that suppose we will start from any fringes. Suppose you will see the fringes will form in a traveling microscope. When you see the eyepiece, you will see that a lot of fringes. Then you will count from point of contact 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, and you can see that at the point of the contact, the number of the fringes is more crowded. It will a chance the counting of the fringes may be some error. So in this case, we will reduce the error when we will go far from the point of the contact. So you will see the fringes more clearly compared to the center of the fringes. So we can start from any fringes, like from here. It is not important what is the number of the fringes. You will start from here and assuming that this one is the nth ring, and from the counting from here to here, it will be the important. If you know the number of the fringes passes through from here to here, then you know the value of the p. You can put the value of p here and the difference of this one, and you know the radius of curvature. Then you can calculate the wavelength of the light. Now another application of hydrodynamics, how to calculate the refractive index of any liquid. How to calculate the refractive index of any liquid. You know very well. Here you will arrange like that. You will use a liquid from here between the upper and lower surface like that. Liquid, it will form the film of the liquid with a thickness T. And you know the diameter of the dark in case of the liquid, dn square, here I am using L for liquid, is equal to 4n lambda r divided by mu. And you can also write like that, nth plus p ring, dn plus p L square 4n plus half lambda r divided by mu. And what will happen when you use a liquid? You will see that the diameter will be reduced by the amount of 1 by mu in comparison to the air flame. You can see here, because diameter square is inversely proportional of the mu. Now suppose everything same like a air flame, take a difference, dn plus p liquid square, dn square, you will write 4p lambda r divided by mu. Now this is equation 1, and this is equation, you know, the in case of the air flame, you can write like that, dn plus p square minus dn square is equal to 4p lambda r in case of air flame. Here I am using L for liquid, this diameter for in case of the liquid. Here this is for air, so I didn't use any numbers here. Now we will divide the equation 2 by 1. Now dn plus p square minus dn square divided by dn plus p L for liquid, and dn L square, you can write 4p lambda r here, and 4p lambda r multiplied by mu. This is cancel out. The mu is equal to dn plus p square minus dn square is divided by dn plus p L minus dn L square, like that. You can see that you can calculate the refractive index of that liquid between the two surfaces. Also you can see that, suppose that all of you know very well, d square n is the number of the fringes, will be a straight line. When you will determine the diameter in case of the liquid, you will see that the diameter will be decreases. What will happen? Slope is also will be decreases. Here I am using for liquid, this is air for air. So we see that the slope of air flame and slope of liquid, you will find that the slope of liquid in case of slope of liquid is equal to slope of air divided by mu. It means that mu is equal to slope of air divided by slope of liquid. You can also calculate the refractive index from this graph. This is slope d square versus number of the fringes in case of air between these two surfaces. And also when you will use the liquid, then you will plot the diameter square versus number of the fringes. You will see that the slope will be decreases because the diameter will be decreases, and the slope of the liquid of the curve of d square versus n is equal to the slope of air divided by mu. Mu is the refractive index of that liquid. In this way, you can calculate the wavelength and refractive index of any liquid by the Newton ring. It is the very most important of the Newton rings. We can use it, we can determine the wavelength of any light, and also we can determine the refractive index of any liquid. Now we will stop here. Thank you.